Hey out there guys, this is Eric with All Party Stars. I am going to make a video to help you to use our planning system so that I can teach you a little bit of the tools and things that are available to you out there. I'm not running this with a script, so if this is if I have lots of ums and uhs in there as I'm thinking about what to say, I apologize. Once again, just trying to get you something out there to show you how to use our system. First thing is, this is our main website, and any point in time you can check availability here on our planner. You just click on the date you want, you can check availability. But once you already have your planner set up and you've already got your event in our system, you can just click here and you'll have a username and a password. Now, we send everybody an email with all of their information in it. We send quotes in there, pricing packages, give you some ideas, and we also give you a direct login link. Now, if you click on this direct login link, it's going to take you right into your planner, but if you click on that other one, at the bottom of this all the time, we'll always show you your username, which is usually your email address, and then a password, which is a randomly generated code, although you can change it to something that makes sense to you. So we want to make that easy for you. So once again, I'm going to get out of that, and we're going to basically go as if we were logging in here. And at this point, if you were to log in, your portal would look like this. Here's your home page. It counts down to your event. To the date of your event. It shows you all the emails that we've sent you. The upcoming meetings part of this is not functioning right now, so we're trying to work on getting that fixed, but normally it would show you the meetings that we have that are still coming up for you. It shows my events here. It lists them by date. You can click on event details. It'll show you the package and pricing that's set up in there. You can make a payment directly in here. It'll show you all the payments that have been made. It'll show you all the details in your package. And then it shows you all the different worksheets that we have set up in here, which we're going to go through during this video. My profile here is just your contact information. If anything changes, you can come in here, you can change your password. This is where you would change it. So I have Betty and John is the sample bride here. I could change this to wedding 2016 if I wanted to. And I'm not going to do that right now, but then when I'm done, I would just hit save new password. You type in your password that you got through our system, and then the new password twice, and hit save new password, and that's going to do that. If any contact info changes, this is where you change it. Anytime you want to contact us, you can come in here and type an email to us, and it'll go right into our system. I'm Eric. I'm the owner of the company. Jimmy also works with us. Both our phone numbers are sitting right here for you. Email address, click on that, clicks right into your email. Go to our website from here, and then of course all of our emails are here. So talking more about the planning, let's get into that. Green means go, so hit plan my event and you're ready to rock and roll. Now I'm going to walk through these real quickly, and I'm not going to go into all the details. I will fill all these out at the end of this and show you what the different forms look like, so you see what they look like. This first one is wedding activities. This is a survey to do with you that's going to show you all the details about your event. So you can tell me the date, the time, location, how long you expect it to last, how long it takes to travel, if you're having a ceremony, cocktail hour, how many guests you have, and is it a buffet, sit down, family style hors d'oeuvres? What are you having? Is there going to be a blessing or not? If so, who's going to give it so that we can introduce them? Grand intro. Do you not want one? Do you want high energy? Do you want formal? Do you want customized intros for each person? That's an option we charge. We have a light version of that there's no extra charge for, but we can actually do an intro and like a little mini story for each person coming in, so we can talk about how important they are in your life and have each person have their own song. And we charge a little bit extra for that one. Do you want a honeymoon dance? A lot of people call it a dollar dance. Do you want a formal approach, a medium approach, or an over-the-top, let's make some money approach? Are you doing a bouquet toss? Garter activity. Different people have different opinions on the garter stuff. It's been being done for years. Some people like it, some people don't. Let us know what your approach is and how you want it to be handled. We do something called a teddy bear toss. It's just exactly like a bouquet toss, except we bring out all the kids that are there if you're going to have kids at the wedding, and we throw teddy bears out to the kids. Typically we do one for the boys and one for the girls, and we have the bride and the groom stand back to back for that. Are you doing a father-daughter or mother-son dances, and all the different options for that? Do you want an anniversary dance, which is to glorify the couple that's been married the longest? If your families have a whole bunch of divorces and people aren't together, then you probably don't want to do this. But if you have parents that are both still married, and then you have maybe grandparents or an aunt or an uncle that's been married 50 or 60 years, this is a beautiful thing to do to thank them for setting the right example and having them out at your wedding. Now, as we scroll down here, these are the songs that you either love to hate or you hate to love. Some people don't care, but most people have an opinion one way or the other. We've given you the option to say, do not play this song. And when I say do not play this song, I mean if you play this, we'll kill you. Next one is play only if requested. And then the other one is we have to hear this, play it. Now, I typically tell people, if you're 50-50, you don't care, leave it at play only if requested. Honestly, the chicken dance and the hokey pokey and the Macarena, I'm pretty much do not play this. YMCA, We Are Family Celebration, I'm kind of, I can go with or without them, so I leave those to play only if requested. The electric slide and all these newer dances here that are all line dances have become very, very popular, and they're great ways to get everybody at your party up on the floor. If you don't want them, that's fine. But remember, you probably have aunts and uncles that haven't been to a wedding or any kind of a formal event in the last 3, 4, 5 years, and they know how to do the electric slide, and they'll get out and dance to the electric slide, even though they won't do any of the other stuff. So I kind of defend them in that way. So you keep that in mind when you're doing that. Anytime you get to the bottom of these pages, hit Save Changes. So that was that first form. And you see I successfully saved it. If you forget to hit save and you cancel, it's not going to save your stuff. And I can apologize for it when you call me and say, hey, I lost all my stuff, but I can't fix it. So please always hit save at the bottom of every one of these. There's a Save Changes there at the top, typically, and there's usually a Save Changes at the bottom. Just don't hit cancel and return and don't exit out. I try to save stuff all the time. Now, I know you probably have stuff through the Knot. I know you probably have stuff through Wedding Wire. This is where we give you the ability to save all of the contact information, all the details about all of your vendors. We have to have the names of your wedding party and all the people participating in your wedding because we have to be introducing people. So you have to do that here. We have to know the songs you want. You have to pick your songs. You have to do that here. Because of that, I'm trying to give you a place where you can save all the other information you need to have in the same control panel with everything else. So here's your photographer, name, phone number, email address. How long are they scheduled? It's very important to know if the photographer is going to leave 2 or 3 hours into the reception because they started 4 or 5 hours before and you only have a certain amount of time in your package. Now, as you're booking people, as you're making appointments, as you're setting up deposits and contracts, we give you room here for notes. You can put whatever you want in here. I recommend how much are you paying, how long are you paying, when is your payment due, all that kind of information here. And we've listed every vendor you can imagine down through here, so you have room for all of those. So I'm going to hit Save Changes, go back in. There is a timeline in here. We will work with you to do the timeline. This is our standard timeline for running an event. You can hit the up and down arrows and move stuff up or down. You can add boxes in here. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. We will go over the timeline with you at your final planning meeting. When you put your songs and you put the parents' names in and the names of your best man, maid of honor, all the rest of that, we add all that into the timeline for you, and then we go over it all with you at the final planning meeting. So you don't have to worry about this particular one. We will do it together. And our control panel, to me, is a little bit easier to use than that one is. Names form, very important. What is the bride's full name? What is the groom's full name? And when I say married names, I want to know how do you want to be introduced into your crowd. Then we have all your bridesmaids, your groomsmen, and then different people have different people they use at their weddings. Different cultures have different things. Host couples is something that comes from Latino weddings, Mexican weddings that I used to do in Arizona. But basically, we've given you room here to put everything. We also gave you, if you don't want to use our vendor thing, this is a great spot just to put the names of the particular people. And if you're using a phone number, I would put their name and a phone number. If you're using email, I would put a name and an email. And that way you have it all in one place. Real simple, real easy to use. Hitting Save Changes one more time. Now, let's talk about music. As you do this, obviously you're going to have requests. Now, we have 32 must-play and play if possible songs, and let me explain why. People used to give us 30 requests, and let's just say for some reason that they gave us requests that aren't very good to dance to and aren't going over very well. And if they gave us 30 and we played 20 of those, we felt like we did a pretty good job, but then it just never fails that somebody goes, well, you didn't play this and you didn't play that, and honestly, out of the 30 songs we had, those were the most important. So what we've done is we've broken it down and said, okay, give us the 12 that are absolutely most important that have to be played, and we're going to make sure that no matter what happens, those get played. Then, if that works out and all's going well, here's 20 more requests that if you can get to, play. Now, I will tell you on average, we get to 95 to 100% of these events. Typically, we're going to hit 19 out of 20 on this and all of these. or 20 of 20. Now, if that doesn't happen, and typically it's just because we run out of time, because if you've got 32 great dance songs, that's literally, at least 2 hours of music, maybe 2.5 hours of music, and if you don't have that much dance time, it's hard to get all those hits in. We give you room for 5 dedications. That's if you want to dedicate something to your father-in-law, if you want to dedicate somebody to your stepmom, your stepbrother, something like that, or somebody who's special to you. Play only if requested is not really an important part of this, but basically if it's, I'm not real fond of this and I don't want to hear it, but I know it's popular and somebody's going to ask, so as long as somebody asks, it's okay, but otherwise don't play it. Do not play. Please don't go crazy on that. After you give us all these requests, we have a pretty good idea of what you like. Do not play is mainly for the situation that comes up when you had a previous relationship and you had a special song with that person and you just really don't want to hear that song at your wedding because it would be kind of inappropriate. So that's what that's for. Now, as you come in here to find music, you have an artist you might like, and I'm going to say Katy Perry, and hit search. It's going to come up with all the Katy Perry stuff in our library. Now, when you hit plus to select that song, it's going to open up another screen. Finally. Okay. It's going to open up that screen, and that's where you pick whether I want it to be the must play, play if possible, or other lists. So that's kind of what that does. Now, if I hit save, you'll see that pops up to there. If I click on it there, I can edit it and change it, move it, delete it, whatever I want to do. So that's kind of how that works. So as we're going through this, that's what happens there. I've got my caps lock on. I'll turn that off now. I can also search by song. Say I want Shout by Otis Day and the Nights. Just popped into my head. I can type in Shout. Now that's a bad way to look for something. Shout from Animal House. Plus there. Now, if you're looking at this and you're trying, maybe you don't know a song, you can actually listen to a clip by clicking pause. It can take you out to Amazon to listen to it. It can take you to iTunes. If you want, it can actually go and look for the lyrics for you online. Okay, the top hits lists are here for you, so you can look at the top hits. This system is linked out to about I had several thousand DJs. I don't know the exact number, but basically it tracks every request from every single event that happens across the country. So it gives you a running total of the top 200 songs of all time. Once again, you can come in here, you can hit preview, listen to a song clip, or go look at the lyrics, whatever. Or if you're ready and you find that song, you can add it to one of your lists. Now that's for that kind of music. There's also decades here. If you're doing a reunion or something like that, this is great because it gives you the top dance songs of that decade. Not just the top hit songs, but the ones that are used most at parties and events that people are celebrating. Weddings, this is once again through this tied to the database. And so like if you're looking bride and groom dance, that would be your first dance. But when you go to select here, you're going to see that's must play. Now that's a particular event dance. You'll see up here there's also a choice for special songs. So when I'm in special songs, when I go to hit select, it's going to ask me what event from the wedding do I want to assign it to. So therefore, if I were doing this as my first dance, I could click first dance, hit save, and there it is saved. Now over here, there is a list of ideas. Now the ideas are also up here, but these ideas that you would come to, so say you go father-daughter dance, song ideas, right there. Here's the list. This is a list that I have input from my years of doing DJ work. It is not linked to the database. This is just my list. I can change what list I'm looking at any time by just clicking on something there and seeing that. And that's, once again, under special songs, under song ideas, or it's under ideas here. So once I'm in there, I can once again select that and assign it to that particular event. And pick the event I want to assign it to. Now, if I'm in requests and I go to do that, it's not going to work for signing an event. It's going to go must play. So the thing you got to be aware of is whether you're adding it to your requests or you're adding it to your special songs. You split that here. The idea list is here, or the idea list is under each song. And you can always add your own. And once again, you can assign it to an event if you're in special songs, or you can add it to must play or do not play, or whatever if you're doing it this way. It's going to track all of these and show you where you're at. It's going to stop you from adding any once you get past those. Try not to use dedication to add extra requests. If you're going over on the list, let's set a time and let's talk about it on the phone so we get a better idea what you're going for, because that's not very typical. So what I'm going to do is stop this recording, and I'm going to go and fill in all these songs, and then I'm going to show you what some of the printouts look like that we can give you from our planner. All right, we filled out all of the worksheets that are in here right now, and these are all the worksheets that we have that are the printouts. If we hit music list, here is all of the songs that we went through and picked out. And then you have a must play list, play if possible. I put in a dedication. You can put who it's to, and you see that on the printout. Do not play, and you can put a reason why for that. And that comes out of, once again, the when you go to your requests. And here's what those requests look like in the system. Scrolling down. And once again, from there you can, if I go back to the home page, event page, plan my event, and music lists. And there's that, what that looks like when you print out the worksheet. Also have a printout of the activities, and these are all the answers that we gave, and then it also shows all those particular songs so that they do not count against all of your requests. Those are all the songs. Vendor information, if you fill it out, it's all there. I didn't fill any of that out right now. Your timeline. What I did was I took all of those songs and pulled them into the timeline. So when you get to the timeline, this timeline is going to get sent to all the vendors you list in the vendor worksheets automatically. So what happens here is it gives you everything that is put into the system. Tells you all the different music that was selected is all put into here. When you do your blessing, it gives you the pastor's name, father-daughter dance. It says the name of the song and then dad's name, mother-son dance, same thing. Toasts shows the names of all the people that are giving the toast. So this becomes the working document to work your event off of. The packages that we set up, we have a 6-hour beginning to end package that starts half an hour before a ceremony. Includes the ceremony and a set of gear for the ceremony. Includes a cocktail hour with an extra speaker for the cocktail hour if it's in a separate area if needed. Those speakers are then added into your main system for your reception. During your cocktail hour, we'll break down the ceremony system, add that speaker in, and then while you're having your dinner, we'll break down the cocktail speaker and add it in as well, so that you end up with a much bigger speaker system that can support as many as 200 people or just give stronger sound for a smaller group. That's our normal thing, but that includes, basically we set it up as a 5-hour wedding, so 5 hours from the beginning till 5 hours till the end, and then 30 minutes of overtime available if needed. So in other words, it'll include up to 6 hours of music at no charge. We set it normally to go for 5 hours, but if you need an extra half hour, that time is built in there. So that's showing you what the timeline looks like. And then we have the names form. Now, if the names form, when you fill this out, bride name, groom name, you can put the full name if you want, how you want to be introduced to the crowd, then the names of your bridesmaids and groomsmen. We start with best man, maid of honor, work our way down. If you have junior bridesmaids or junior groomsmen, add them. Parents, if the parents are still married, put them on one line. If the parents are divorced, you can put them on 2 lines. If you want the person they're with, a lot of times if you have step parents, you'll have a natural biological parent, then you'll have a step parent. You'll want to get all of those people introduced. Just put the names of the people that you want introduced. Grandparents, if they're still together, and if they're not together, just put the person. And a lot of times with the grandparents, we have people that are no longer with us, so in that case, you're just listing the ones that are actually going to be there at the event. Listed out the names of the other vendors there just so you'd have it in one place. So that is the names form. Once again, you have the timeline, the information form for the vendors, all your activities with the extra songs, your music list, all in there that you can print out at any given time. Once again, you go to your home page. You can see all of the messages we've sent and then all your details. So that is our event planner. Hopefully this will be very, very helpful to you. It is available 24/7. We're in the office typically from 10 to 6 if you call in. Typically I'm here during the day, and I can help you through anything. We can do a planning meeting and help you with working with this if you have any questions. So good luck with your wedding, and hope you enjoy your planning. Thank you.